Able to look at the tape and see exactly what your stats are. Don't be shy about what your stats are, man. How many of us want to go out there and we want to lose weight? How many of us say, you know what, I gotta lose weight, I want to get smaller, but we're scared to step on a scale and look at where we are in the first place? Don't be scared, man. You can get to your journey, but you gotta be realistic and gotta start somewhere. Embrace the start and go for yours.
Good morning. First of all, let's thank God for the blessing of a brand new day and the opportunity to once again enhance self. God could have made your whole life one sunrise and one sunset, but he chose to break it down. So no matter how dark it has been, today we have been blessed with the light of another day. And today we're going to talk about something called excuses. We're going to talk about the fact that excuses are a tool, and we're also going to talk about the 3 dangers of excuses. First of all, tools are important because when you have a job to do, you need tools to do it correctly. If you're a painter and you come to my house and say, hey, Mr. Cooper, I'm here to paint for you, and you got the paint suit and everything, I'm like, all right, let's go, let's paint. But then you pull out a whole bunch of tools that represents being a mechanic, I'm gonna look at you like you're crazy, because those things don't have anything to do with being a painter. You need a paintbrush, you need rollers, you need tape, you need things to cover the floor. Where are those tools? Because those tools represent what you're trying to accomplish. If you're a cop, you say, but you know, I don't want to be no cop. But if you're one, you better not show up with a paintbrush and some tape because you're a weird cop. Where's your gun? Where's your badge? Where's your handcuffs? See, when you're trying to accomplish something and get a job done, you need the proper tools. The only tools that excuses are for is being losers and losing and dwelling in a world of mediocrity. There's a saying that says excuses are tools of incompetence built upon monuments of nothingness, and those that continue to practice them and their uses are seldom capable of accomplishing anything. So we have to be very, very careful when we continually use excuses as a reason why we're not accomplishing what it is that we want to accomplish. And I want to give you guys some examples. First of all, 3 dangers of excuses. The first danger we're going to talk about excuses, and to me, is it may be the biggest danger. But this is a really true one. This danger about excuses is because excuses are normally dressed in the clothing of truth. What that means is, even though it's an excuse, even though it may stop you from accomplishing what you want to accomplish, it's dressed in the clothing of truth. I'll give you an example. Listen, you come to somebody and you say, let's start a gas station. And you say, I'm pumped up. You got another guy. He said, I'm pumped up. Let's go open a gas station. Go to the third guy and say, nah, man, I don't open no gas station. There's 100 gas stations on the street. It ain't like if you open a gas station, you're going to be the only gas station out there. Then it makes some sense. When there's a whole bunch of gas stations, don't make no sense. He's correct. Opening a gas station and you're the only gas station in the city is a much different experience than opening a gas station and you got 50 gas stations in the city. But that's also can be an excuse, because underneath that clothing of truth is also a different truth that says people that own the Shell and the Exxon and the Citgo and the 76 gas stations are not broke. The owners of those brands are not broke. They're millionaires and billionaires. So yes, there's more than one gas station, but what that also does is when you go down the street and you see 2 or 3 gas stations, it puts it in your mind that this is the place in the city to get gas. That's why they open up right next to each other. Because if you're coming on this side, you go to this gas station. If you're coming on this side, you go to this gas station, and everybody makes money. But that excuse can be powerful because it's dressed in the clothing of truth. Let's say another one. You come to somebody and say, look, man, you know, your sales are down and I need you to pick up your sales because you're a salesperson. That's wrong. But listen here, I wasn't raised like you. I didn't have no father talking sense to me. I didn't come up in no world with suburbs and carpools and all that. So don't be coming at me like I'm supposed to be your friendly neighborhood salesperson. Right? And there's a clothing of truth there. There's a big clothing of truth, because that person may not have been growing up in a nice neighborhood or may not know anything about carpools, so they may feel uncomfortable as they're selling things in those type of communities. And the fact is, they didn't have a father that spoke sense to them. Those are all the clothing of truth, but underneath that clothing is a different truth. You can learn to talk sense to yourself. You can educate yourself. You can learn about your craft and you can be successful, but people hold on to excuses because they are always normally dressed in the clothing of truth, right? Let's hear another one. I'm a human being. You say, listen, man, I needed you the other day. I had an appointment. It was 9 o'clock. The meeting was 9 o'clock. You showed up at 10:30. That's not professional, man. We're not gonna get nothing done if you don't handle your end of the bar. What you mean? I'm a human being. I'm not perfect. I got a lot going on. You can't expect me to remember everything. Now listen, see the truth in that? You are a human being. And you're not perfect. And nobody's asking you to remember everything. There's the clothing of truth. But underneath that truth is this was an important meeting that you gave your word you would be at and be prepared and ready to win, and you weren't there. So you're using that excuse, though it's dressed in the clothing of truth, as an inner falsehood because you should have been at that meeting you're at. And that's one of the reasons, guys, we have to get rid of excuses and don't use them, because the danger is you can be comfortable with them because they're dressed in the clothing of truth. Here's something else about excuses that you guys want to know. When you continually use excuses, what you do is you remove accountability. You say things like, well, it's not my fault I'm unproductive. It's not my fault I'm forgetful. It's not my fault I'm uncooperative. It's not my fault I'm lackadaisical. It's not my fault I'm selfish. It's not my fault I be procrastinating, because you use all these different excuses, and what it does, it no longer makes you accountable for anything. See, when you remove accountability, you remove the essence of being able to improve. It's kind of like a car. If a car is broke down, right, and you want to get it fixed, you have to figure out what the problem is, right? But if you go through life and you're broke down and you're not fixed and you're not where you want to be, if you remove accountability, then you remove the authority to go in and fix yourself and get yourself to where you want to be. Imagine if you were a teacher and you were expected to make a class grow. Everybody doesn't learn the same. Tim may need to work on his reading. Johnny may need to work on his math. Malik may need to work on discipline. Sarah may need to stop rushing through the tests. But if they give you all these tests, and you give these tests, and you have them in front of them, and none of the tests have names on them, none of the tests tell you who belongs to what kid, it's impossible to truly fix it, because there's no accountability behind the test. The name must be attached so I can know who it belongs to. When you guys continually use excuses, you have removed the ability to fix them yourselves, because you removed accountability. The next thing, and this would be the most dangerous thing about continually to use excuses, is that you become comfortable with excuses. You use them naturally now. It's nothing. You just roll off the back of your tongue. You know what I mean? It's not my fault I'm successful. I wasn't raised like that. I don't know nothing about being successful. I didn't grow up with nobody successful. So now you just become comfortable dwelling in a world of mediocrity. You become comfortable with a world where nothing is your fault. And you're holding on to this false self-fulfillment, because every time you spat an excuse out of your mouth, you know that it's dressed in a clothing of truth, so it gives you a false sense of fulfillment, like what I said is true. I dare you to challenge that, and now you're just dwelling in this world where you're not accomplishing your goals. Guys, excuses are very dangerous. Do not use them. Attempt to eliminate excuses out of your life. Attempt to hold yourself accountable for what it is that you want to accomplish, and attempt to be able to fix any problems with you, because you realize the issue is with you. As long as we approach life with a positive attitude and work towards our goals and eliminate those dangers and excuses, eliminate using that tool because we don't want to be a loser. Start using tools that win, like accountability. Start using tools like being prepared. Start using tools like a positive work ethic. Start using tools like having enthusiasm. Start using tools like being cooperative with people, because those type of tools are tools used when you're collaborating in a system that wants success. That's my story, guys, and I'm sticking to it.
Able to look at the tape and see exactly what your stats are. Don't be shy about what your stats are, man. How many of us want to go out there and we want to lose weight? How many of us say, you know what, I gotta lose weight, I want to get smaller, but we're scared to step on a scale and look at where we are in the first place? Don't be scared, man. You can get to your journey, but you gotta be realistic and gotta start somewhere. Embrace the start and go for yours.